This is everything I've hoped for and more. That's what Kamari Lassiter talked about, said when asked about his time at Georgia so far. And this is a guy that, his hometown is Savannah, but he went to high school, or at least for some time, went to school in Tuscaloosa. Was a highly recruited player in Alabama. His team won a state championship there, or I'm sorry, was state runner up in Alabama, and picked Georgia when picking Georgia wasn't always the coolest thing to do, particularly for someone who was living in Tuscaloosa, not Alabama, Tuscaloosa. And a season ago, talking about 2021, had 15 played in all 15 games, and then jumped right in to the starting role in 2022, replacing Deion Kendrick, and joining Keely Ringo, Christopher Smith, Dan Jackson, guys who had won a national championship. And really, Kamari was the new guy. Kamari was a new guy, and he made it count, though. I mean, here's what he had. He had 15, played in 15 games, 38 tackles, 3 tackles, including a tackle for loss against TCU. His best game, you may or may not remember this, came against Tennessee. Had a pass breakup and 5 tackles. He played well against LSU too. I mean, he really came on at the end of the season for Georgia. And for someone who was essentially a COVID recruit, just like Brock Bowers, they really couldn't get recruited the same way. The guys that were freshmen in 2021, the guys who signed in the 21 class. He has really had a good run at Georgia so far, and we're going to see if that continues from here on out. I mean, I don't have any expectation that will change. Keely's gone, Christopher Smith's gone, and all of a sudden you've got, Kamari Lassiter as one of the guys that has really got to be, not just a performer, but someone who helps guide their team, someone who leads, someone who is important when things are tough. I think the guys who play DB are, uniquely positioned to understand what it's like to have a lot of stuff on their shoulders. I was going to say all on their shoulders. That's not true. But he really came to compete in games like against Mississippi State, against Tennessee, where he knew that there would be a lot of pressure on the guys on the outside, the DBs, etc. I think Kamari saying what he said too, that it had all been all what he had hoped for and more. I mean, he's played 30 games and lost once. He's won more national championships than games he's lost. That's amazing. I'll tell you what else is amazing is this deal we've got right now, and it's not going to last forever. Pick up when you get Dog Post, you're going to get our 2023 preview mailed to you free. You're just going to get it. That's not all, though. We're going to have some more for you as well. We're going to give you 20% off any item at Red Zone, and you're going to get a free t-shirt from them. That item could be an ugly sweatshirt for Christmas. It could be a hat. It could be the 2022 National Championship hat. It could be a Vince Dooley hat from back in the day that is exclusive to Red Zone. It could be anything. Well, what if I bought Double Dogs? What are you going to give for me there? I'm going to give you the same thing, except I'm going to give you September for free. So if you do that, if you buy the site today, the link is down below, and you've already bought Double Dogs, you get September for free. Now, we can't do much better than that, and that's why we can't let this offer last forever. Take advantage of it now. Kamari is taking advantage of his situation at Georgia, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. I mean, he's done an excellent job of getting Georgia where it needs to go at DB. And now, again, it will be, the board is over here, but it will be Kamari, Javon Bullard, Dan Jackson returns, Malachi Starks. And these are really good players, and not just really good players, but guys who have performed. Malachi Starks, and that guy is exceptional. I rewatched the Oregon game yesterday. That guy is exceptional. That play, that was not a bad throw from Bo Nix. Malachi Starks just, made him pay. And this defense, so that Kirby play defensive back, I'm sure means that he wants that group to be really good. That he is developing guys on a daily basis. And Fran Brown's done a good job too. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not all Kirby gets credit for everything. That gets kind of old, to be honest with you, because what he should get credit for is appropriately hiring the right people who then execute. And that's what you're seeing right now, particularly at defensive back. And there's been turnover at DB coach. I mean, that's not been a spot where they're just, it's been the same guy for the last 7 years. No, I mean, he's had to go out there and hire, new people. But Kirby's taken advantage of his network of that he's developed over time. He's done a great job of getting assistants in there. And you're seeing that Trey Scott might be the best example. I think Todd Hartley, I almost said Todd Gurley. Todd Hartley is a very good example too. I don't know if people would have thought that Todd Hartley would be as, I don't want to say exceptional, but as productive as he's been at Georgia. I mean, he has arguably, although I think Trey Scott's done probably better, he has done arguably as good a job as anybody in college football at that particular position of getting guys who are really good and who also are, getting drafted in the NFL. How high will Brock Bowers go? I don't know the answer to that. But, Brock, Bullard, I think, was in the 21 class. Certainly Kamari. This is a class that I don't know if they've powered Georgia to 2 national championships, but they've been on the team. I mean, how many of these guys start? Amarius Mims, Vandegrift, Sorey, Smile Munden. So I'm holding up how many starters out of this class already in 2022 and 3 that we know. Nyland Green, Dylan Fairchild, Michael Morris, Brock Bowers, Lavassier Carroll transferred out, Tyron Ingram Dawkins, David Daniel, Chaz Chambliss, Jonathan Jefferson, Jamon Dumas Johnson, A.D. Mitchell, Kamari Lassiter, that's 7, Marlon Dean, Jared Wilson, Jackson Meeks, Javon Bullard. That's 8 guys in one class who started before their sophomore season. That's seriously nailing it in recruiting now. Now, that's not normal. That is not normal in recruiting. 8 guys before their sophomore season, some of them absolute superstars, not common. They did an exceptional job at that class. And that class is responsible for, at minimum, winning 1 national championship. At minimum. Do they get credit for 2? What's the Tim Tebow rule on that? Tim Tebow did not win the national championship in 2016. He was not the starting quarterback. He was this guy he was a fullback that came off the sideline who threw some balls every now and then. It's not the same thing. He definitely won it in 2008, and he definitely was the second best team in the country in 2009. But, these guys have been really good, really quick. I wonder what the explanation for that is. No, I mean, seriously, what? I mean, it's not like picking stocks. You don't develop stocks. They did a good job of picking people, but at the same time, I mean, like Amarius Mims, I think was pretty obvious. Javon Bullard was not. Chaz Chambliss, I thought he was really good when I watched him play at Carrollton twice. Smile Munden, I think we all knew, but Jamon Dumas Johnson, Brock Bowers, A.D. Mitchell, were these all guys that we thought would make championship level plays? Were we? Did we think that for sure? They did a really good job. Maybe that's why, for Lassiter, he's had such a great time. This is everything I've hoped for and more. Well, let's see if you can add to that in 2023.